Hi friends, this is our next video, and we are going to talk about the human causes that lead to climate change. We have introduced in our first video, so we are going to talk about the human causes, and we have some introduction here. There are majorly two. There are two, and under those two we are going to look at so many things, human activities that really cause climate change. So it says, since the Industrial Revolution, human activities have released large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases, we talked about them in our first video, and we said they are carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, and other chlorofluorocarbons, which has changed the Earth's temperature. Now they are saying the concentrations of greenhouse gases have increased since the Industrial Revolution due to human activities. Carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide concentrations are now more abundant in the Earth's atmosphere than any time in the last 800,000 years. These greenhouse gases and emissions have increased due to greenhouse effects and caused the Earth's surface and temperature to rise. These greenhouse gases, they have caused the Earth's surface temperature to rise. They trap the heat that must be reflected away. They keep it within so that they destabilize the temperature of the area by trapping those gases. They are not reflected away. They come direct from the sun through space to the atmosphere to our black body. That's the Earth. Now, when the Earth tries to reflect part of it, these gases, they say no, there's nowhere you're going. They keep it around, destabilizing the normal temperature of the Earth's surface, the atmosphere. We are going to talk about the stratification of the Earth's environment. We are going to talk about all that, divisions of the atmosphere. We are going to talk about greenhouse effect, whatever we are mentioning here. So we should just be patient, and all those will come to light. Yeah, so here it continues. The greenhouse gases or emissions have increased the greenhouse effect and caused the Earth's surface temperature to rise. Burning fossil fuels changes the climate more than any other human activity. Burning fossil fuels changes the climate more than any other human activity. This is by industries. It is more advanced in especially developed countries. For example, Germany, the Ruhr industrial complex of Germany, the Rand of South Africa, New England in the US, other European countries, all developed nations, the industries that are there. Of course, for us developing nations like Uganda, agriculture is mostly the main driver that is causing the pollution and then the climate change, because we are not really that advanced with the major industries, but they are also growing and we are also increasing slowly. As those people are fighting so hard to reduce their emissions, for us developing countries, we are increasing more. So this, we are making this to be known. We are bringing this to light so that we can really, I know we can really stop this. We can remediate this. We can limit these causes. So it was saying burning fossil fuels changes the climate more than any other human activity. Now they are talking about each greenhouse gas here. They have started with carbon dioxide, and they say human activity, this is according to the Environmental Protection Agency of the US. Yeah, you will find this information if you read there. It says carbon dioxide, Human activities release over 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every year. Atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations has increased by more than 40% since pre-industrial times, from approximately, they even have estimates, from approximately 280 parts per million in the 18th century to 414 parts per million in the 2020. You can see the difference from 280 parts per million in the 18th century to 414 parts per million in the 2020. You really can see how human activities are. They say methane. Human activities increase methane concentrations during most of the 20th during most of the 20th century to more than 2.5 times the pre-industrial levels, from approximately 722 parts per billion in the 18th century to 1,867 parts per billion in 2019. This is what research is saying. Methane is also so high in the environment. Number 3, they talk about nitrous oxide. Now, nitrous oxide concentrations have risen approximately 20% since the start of the Industrial Revolution, with a relatively rapid increase towards the end of the 20th century. Nitrous oxide concentrations have increased from pre-industrial level of 270 parts per billion to 332 parts per billion in 2019. It has also increased, nitrous oxide, and these are greenhouse gases busy trapping sunlight and heat in the atmosphere, not allowing it to escape. And this is because of our activities. Brothers, you can fight this. We are going to talk about number 2, also a factor that is leading to climate change, a human factor. Then we shall briefly talk about the physical factors also contributing to this, and then we will talk about other things later. So I thank you as you watch the next video. Thank you a lot.